All right. Welcome, one. Welcome, all. We are the ladies that know ball. Welcome to Jersey Chasers, everyone, aka the only place where touchdowns and TikToks get an equal amount of airtime here. I am your host. I formerly went by everyone's favorite season, Autumn, but on this show, I will be going by Knower a Ball, Autumn.
Nice. I love it. And
Yes.
I am your co-host, Kristy, a cutie. My parents did not make me a cutie. My husband did. Bring ding.
Oh, ding.
Yeah, so I'll be your favorite cutie.
See, we got a cutie and a Nora ball here. So, welcome to episode one. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about ourselves. Christy, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Why don't you go ahead first? I'm going to sit back and listen and get to know you even better.
Well, of course, my name is Autumn. I am 30. I hate saying it, but I am 30. Um, I have been a sports fan for most of my life. Growing up, I was a big Indians slash Guardians fan. Mainly because my uncles were. They always used to talk about the 90s Indians, so I was always the kid that was around. I lost kind of my passion for baseball like as I grew up, but I started to focus more on basketball. I then fell in love with the 2004 Cleveland Cavaliers. So I was a big LeBron James fan, huge fan, had his jersey. I literally cried in my grandmother's bedroom when he left for Miami. We don't talk about it. That's traumatizing. So much trauma. And then when I was about 13, I went to my first ever Guardians game. It was CC Sabathia's last start for the Indians ever. I'm gonna just show my age here. CC Sabathia's last start for the Indians, and Grady Sizemore hit a home run. I don't understand why, but that was like the turning point for me, and I've loved sports ever since. I was the girl that would argue with the boys. I was that girl. I kind of transitioned out of it a little bit more in high school, went to cosmetology school, got my license, went to college, thought I was going to be a journalist. Did not like journalism at all. Hated it. But I still wanted to be in the world of journalism, but in communication type ways. So I switched over to communications and theater and popular culture. I studied that. And then about 6 months after I graduated, I made the transition to the Ohio Media School. And I've kind of been on this roller coaster ride of broadcasting ever since.
That's awesome.
And there we got to cover so much. I've covered high school football, high school basketball, minor league baseball. It's been a roller coaster ride, and it's taken me a bit to get back here. You know, the pandemic kind of did a number, but we're here. We're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Amen.
We're here. So now I'm doing this, and now I'm enjoying myself again, and now I'm enjoying sports again. Because there was a time where I couldn't watch sports. It was so bad. It was so bad I couldn't watch it. But Christy, why don't
Yeah.
you tell us a bit about yourself?
All right. So, I was drugged down to Florida kicking and screaming when I was 13 years old from Northeast Ohio. Um, I became a sports fan way before that, though. My dad was a Pee Wee football coach, so I grew up on a football field from the time that I was like 3 years old until I think I was about 10. Um, but my mom and dad both worked full-time jobs, and me and my sister, if we weren't with my mom, we were with my dad, and most of the time, like I said, it was on the football field. So it was a great way to grow up. I had big brothers that were ready to do anything and everything for their little sister, which was awesome. But it really gave me an appreciation for sports, of course. I played softball growing up, so I've always loved the Cleveland Indians. I will always call them the tribe. They will never, ever in my eyes be the Guardians. I can't do it. And and the Cavs, I've followed them since the Mark Price days and going back to when they used to play against the Bulls. Um, and when LeBron left to come down here to Miami, I was kind of excited just because I was like, yay, someone from home. And I actually bought one of his fat heads from Fathead, of course, and it was like I think $14.79 because that was the year that Benedict Arnold was born, like 1479, some crap like that. Yeah. So, well, the owner of Fathead was also the owner of the
Oh
Cavs, right?
yeah, I forgot. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So
I
he was
forgot.
being petty, which I love it. And I still have it in the box.
Oh
But
wow.
so yeah, when LeBron went back to Cleveland and won that championship, I of course celebrated with everybody, watched online, cried in my office. Um, I've never stopped being a Browns fan. I tried to become a Bucks fan when the Browns were away. That didn't work out for me. Even with Tony Dungy and Chucky as their head coach during those times, like my heart will always and forever be a Cleveland Brown. Um, I tried liking the Miami Dolphins. That didn't work. I mean, now I'm kind of glad, but I've always had an interest in doing sports and kind of like Autumn. I went to cosmetology school, but I had a media interest the whole entire time. I am a beauty school dropout. Thank you. I have a song. And
Dang.
now here I am, almost 48 years old, about to be a two-time grandma, and I'm living out my dream because back when I was a kid, I wanted to become a sports broadcaster, and that was way before women were doing it. And like, if women were doing it back then, they were being yelled at in the locker room and groped, and it was not a good place for a woman to be back then. But I'm glad I'm here where I am now and that me and Autumn get to come to you guys and bring you a really cool show that's not just about sports, but also we're going to talk about guilty pleasures because, like, that's what women love. We love talking about that stuff that, watching people make out like they're going to eat their faces on Love Island.
Yeah, plus we got some athletes on Love Island too.
Right? Yeah. A couple basketball players, soccer players. So
Yes. Maybe Chris will go, maybe he'll go back overseas and playing ball.
he almost broke his finger. He was afraid he was going to hyperextend it. I don't know.
I
Like,
don't know.
I heard he wasn't doing too good to begin with, and that's why he wasn't playing in the first place.
Yeah, we could do a whole show on the athletes that have appeared on Love Island and go over their
Right?
stats.
Yes. Let's circle back around to Love Island a little bit later. Let's talk about what are you excited about to talk about? I think it's the same thing I'm excited.
Oh, let's go into some game time gossip, Kristy. And
Yeah.
we're gonna
You see my
start.
jersey?
Yes, we're gonna start with the Browns. The Browns got their first win of the season this past Sunday. They beat the Packers 13-10 on
Oh
a game expiring field goal. Kristy,
my God.
what was your favorite part of the game?
Holy shnikes. When I realized that flag that was thrown during Schmidt's good field goal was not against us.
Right? The amount of honestly, you want to know what's so funny about that? The amount of TikToks I saw where people were like going crazy and then they saw a flag and they were like, "Oh my god, no, the Browns are going to ruin it." And I'm
Right?
like I think that was honestly, I think this past Sunday was the first game that everything that usually goes against the Browns went in their favor.
Yes, it did. And you know what's crazy is like, okay, I was alive during the original Cardiac Kids. Um, you weren't, but I know you've probably heard the stories. And
Yep.
I can remember, I don't remember Red Right 88, but I do remember the fumble on the drive sitting in my living room.
Why was
Like,
everybody in their living room?
well, my mom actually went outside and she sat on the picnic table that was covered in 3 inches of snow. Um, during the second game. I can't remember which came first, the fumble or the drive, but she was out there during the second one because she's like, I can't watch this again. I can't do this again. And it was like, deja vu for us. And I was with my sister and my best friend at the time, Kylie. We're sitting in the living room with my dad, and we're all like, we can't watch, covering our faces with a blanket. And it's just, but the original Cardiac Kids were there at the game.
They were.
Yeah. Hanford Dixon and Frank Minifield, the founders of the Dog Pound.
Oh yes, because wasn't it the Dog Pound anniversary?
Anniversary. Yep. See, it's all starting to come together now, isn't it? And
They couldn't lose.
it was funny because after the game, I texted you because we had talked, I think, the day or two before the game. And you remember the text you sent me?
Yeah, I asked you what's your favorite number, like your
Yeah.
jersey number, and you told me it was 25.
Yeah. And I said, I don't have any jerseys that are 25, but it's 25. And Schmidt, Horty Schmidt, he's number 25.
25. Honestly, I got to give it to the kid.
Yeah.
He pulled through. Look, he could have easily, after the first game, he could have easily shut down, but I think what makes a great football player, especially one that's going to go far in the NFL, is someone that can look at their mistakes and improve upon it, shake it off, next game up, like next one up mentality. Because if you keep holding, I notice that a lot of the football players sometimes that aren't as successful kind of hold on to a lot of things.
Yeah. And I didn't get to see the game against the Ravens. So I didn't see if he got to kick a field goal or not. I don't
He did.
He did.
He
Okay.
did, because the game was close early in that game, so it was a lot of he did.
Right. So, I mean, it's great that he corrected that somehow, some way. And he was able to make that 55-yarder, which is actually a record for our franchise. Now, I don't know if that goes beyond when we came back in 99, because you know how they always split the records up.
Yeah, because
I don't like
yeah, because it's like the Browns are an expansion team, but they're not an expansion team.
right, we're
But
not. Like,
like
I'm sorry.
no,
Being a fan from back then and now, we're not. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, we took a 4-year hiatus, but like, really, do you remember back? You don't remember back then?
no, like the Browns literally did not exist. Like I was born literally, I'm gonna say, because it was the end of '94 when they left, right?
No, wait.
No, it was
No, it was 96 because we came back
so
in
I
99.
was so I was one when
Okay.
they technically left, and then when they came back, I was like 4 or 5. Ironically enough, the Browns, when I was much younger, did a lot of stuff with kids, but I
Mhm.
was never a Browns fan because it wasn't like cool to be a Browns fan because like nobody really ever talked about them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it. So I graduated high school in 96. So a lot of the mid to late 90s are a total blur.
So you're exactly like 18 years older than me.
Yes. And, between, I would say, like, 17 and 22, there's not a lot of memories there.
I got you. I got you.
What memories are there? They definitely did not include a lot of football, unless it was like the high school football games, because I was a band nerd. So, like, I was at all those football games. So, but yeah.
So yeah, so we got the Schmidt kick, and then we got one of the most viral moments that is being talked about, and actually led to the Browns releasing the full clip, which is Miles Garrett talking to a teammate on the sideline, telling everybody that one of the tackles was yelling at Jordan Love, "Jordan,
Right.
run!" Hilarious.
To
That
hear that, like, I've never heard a lineman. yell at his quarterback like that before.
ever.
No,
That
I mean,
is
I don't know if
that
it's
is
called like we're obviously not on the field. So if you're watching this now and you're a former football player or a current football player or you've played football at all, like do you guys yell at each other when you're on the field? I mean, like us women, I think that we would be communicating with each
oh
other,
yeah.
like
But
just
I don't
because, like, hey, I'm up and over here. Okay, yeah,
but I
just be
don't think we
communicating.
would yell, Jordan, run! Like
Yeah,
Miles Garrett is about to
maybe look
kill
out.
him. But I honestly that moment has gone like
I
mega
love that.
viral, led to the release. I'm gonna tell you guys some of my favorite fan reactions. You guys can go to TikTok and look these up. Meg Cloud, she did a fan reaction of her boyfriend and all of his friends watching the game, and they, ironically enough, saw the flag and they were like, "What's the flag? What's the flag? No, what's the flag?" And I'm like, that is the most Cleveland response
Yeah.
of any fan. I
Oh
think
yeah.
we all have PTSD.
Um, well, and I think like, okay, so my buddy TP from My Dog's podcast, you can see his Instagram, his TikTok. He has a video where he's running in the house and he's dressed from head to toe. And of course, Browns. He's got a Browns hat, brand new Miles Garrett jersey that he's never worn before. And I think it's this jersey style. He had on the shoes and everything. And he's like, guess what? I'm wearing this next weekend. I'm not gonna wash it. And I
No,
and it's so funny because I'm like showing my husband, I'm like, Dom, look, see, it's not just me. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that insane. Like,
no, I
that's what we do. And I'm glad that I was wearing my bikini when we won because this Sunday, I guess I'm wearing my bikini again.
I guess so. I guess so. Honestly, that's so funny. We could do an entire show later on sports superstitions because I have so many sports superstitions about games and stuff.
Mhm.
So we get through the game. Now we're on to the test.
Oh,
Can the Browns get to 2-2? And they're about to play the Lions.
oh, I'm scared. I really am.
Honestly, I'm so look, I will say this. I am so proud of the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
Outside of the Cleveland Browns, there is one other, no, two other franchises that I'm like, if they are ever successful, I will root for them. The other one is the New York Jets. Only
I'm stuck with
because,
the Giants right now, but go ahead.
well, the Giants has more recency of they've been to a Super Bowl. The Jets literally have not won a Super Bowl since Joe Namath. And I feel bad for them because they
Yeah.
got screwed by two different Packers quarterbacks. But the
Yeah.
Lions, whew, 50 years of being bad is crazy.
Well, we know. We've both been 0 and 16.
Yeah, only two teams
Yep.
in NFL history.
And neither one of us has ever been to a Super Bowl.
Hmm.
So I get what you're saying. I root for them too. And like watching them play Monday Night Football against the Ravens, the back and forth was awesome. But like to see how well their defense covered Lamar and Derrick Henry, and of course, Derrick Henry getting another fumble, like that's awesome. But anyway, I'm really worried about this game. Like, I don't see because Lamar moves and gets rid of the ball a lot quicker than Joe does.
Yeah, Joe is he's he's Joe. He's
I
Joe.
love Joe, and I had so much hope for him.
I always thought that Joe coming into the season was kind of like a, I hate to use this example, but I was there when this was happening, so I saw it in person. I kind of thought it was like a Josh McCown, Johnny Manziel thing of like they brought in Josh McCown knowing he was going to be the starter, but
Yeah,
he's
sure.
going to help the rookie quarterback,
Yeah,
which was Johnny Manziel. Well, he was second year, but I kind of always thought that they brought Joe Flacco back not because of the Deshaun Watson stuff, not just because, they were going to draft a quarterback. I just kind of thought whoever they drafted, Joe's kind of got to
mentor.
be their
Yeah,
leader.
Yeah.
And so we've seen him do it. We know the Browns have technically 5 quarterbacks with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett,
No,
Dylan
Kenny's gone.
Gabriel.
Kenny's been
Oh,
gone.
no. No, I forgot Kenny's gone.
Yeah, Kenny's been
Dylan Gabriel.
they killed Kenny. No, they didn't. He's gone.
Honestly, I forgot about Kenny. So it's really just Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, and then Deshaun Watson is on the IR. Um, Between Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel, who's gonna get a start in the season if Joe can't like figure it out?
Oh, I mean, like they put Dylan in against the Ravens. So, I mean, like, once again, I didn't see the game. So I can't say personally why I think that they put him in. Logic tells me because he's number 2.
Mhm.
Um, but if it comes down to an actual, like, we're trying to win the game, not just get through the game, I honestly, I don't know how they would do it. I think they would go the NFL way and put Dylan Gabriel in because he's their number 2.
Yep. And Shedeur is their number 3.
And it makes me sad. But also it's like that's just he was drafted that way. He's that number. He had a chance to fight his way to become the number 2 in the preseason. And a lot of people are saying that, well, he didn't get the fair chance because all the linemen that he had during the last game, they're all gone. True.
Yeah.
But you also can't run around for 20 seconds, 30 yards in the backfield
Yeah.
and try and not get rid of the ball. Like my neighbors all heard me screaming that last preseason game. Get rid of the ball. Like, yeah.
I actually don't mind when rookie quarterbacks sit. I actually think that's a very good thing. We've seen what happens when rookie quarterbacks sit. I mean, we saw, JJ McCarthy, he sat for a year, which wasn't his fault. He tore his ACL. We saw Patrick Mahomes, he sat for a year behind Alex Smith. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for a couple years. I don't think that's a problem to sit because not only are you learning the playbook, but you're learning how to take reps, you're learning how to take snaps, you're not just being thrown in. And I think that in this league, a lot of times, a lot of guys get judged off the fact that they're just thrown in. And everybody's like, oh, they're terrible. And it's like, no, they don't know anything.
Right, because it's totally different from college. And every guy that's ever played in the NFL and in college, they accept that. They acknowledge that. And it's 2 totally different animals. Yes, it's the same sport, but it's not the same. You're talking about, you're throwing a 22, 23-year-old kid in as a quarterback, and you've got a 30-year-old man that's 100 pounds, 200 pounds heavier, that's been in the league, that knows what's going on coming at him from one side and then the same from the other side. Like, I'm so glad that you agree with me on that, Autumn, because that is, but us women, once again, we're
I know,
logical. We do a lot of
I
thinking,
know, right? I
we
know
learn
we think
from
too much.
yeah,
But like honestly, I've always thought that sitting is more of a good thing because I've seen a lot of quarterbacks go in and automatically be successful, but I'm thinking about, in those situations, I'm like, their situations were built for that. Like I
right.
look at the CJ Stroud situation, he was
Oh,
kind of built for that. He came from Ohio State and the
yeah,
team was essentially built. They just need a better quarterback. They couldn't Deshaun Watson was going through what he was going through. I look at the Steelers. The Steelers were like they were a pretty good team, and then Ben Roethlisberger came in, and it was like, yeah, you just need a quarterback. So I mean, look, I know about the Brown Steelers stuff, I know, but I'm just using him as an example because he's one of those ones that got thrown in early, and I'm like, I'm okay with them taking a few bumps, but I think it's better for them to sit and learn than to just throw him out there. And it's a Josh Rosen situation where people are like, oh, he sucks. And it's like, well, did he suck or did he never really ever get a fair shake in Arizona?
right. Or was he Johnny Manziel where, he didn't open his playbook and tries to continue to blame the Browns for him not opening his playbook?
Yeah, when Mike McDaniel said he was in charge of Johnny Manziel and he would get the stats back, that it would be 0% of time footage watched, and it's like
Why didn't
he
they
didn't
do
even
something
want it.
then? Like, what did they do about it? They obviously didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, and I mean it showed. We saw how bad he was.
Yeah.
We saw that he didn't care.
Mhm.
And I used to defend him. I used to really, really defend him. I used to really like fight for him. And then I think in that last year, I was like, nah, you just something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's wrong up here. And I mean, we learned later on that he had a really bad drug problem and he was going through a lot. But at the same time, it was like he kind of squandered away a perfect
He had the world
opportunity.
right here.
He
And
literally did. He literally went like, I don't care. I'm
he
gonna
he
go party.
gave it the middle finger, like he had the best, biggest opportunity of anyone in his position. He was going to be the savior of Cleveland.
He would have been Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
He would have been.
Yeah.
And even then, I think about how Baker got thrown in, and I'm like, well, Baker still had a chance to sit for a couple games, and he didn't even technically get a fair shake because I don't acknowledge that head coach of the Browns. You can't go like
Right?
you can't go like 2-32.
Was that Kitchens? Or was that
Uh,
no,
that was
before
Jackson.
Kitchens. Jackson, yeah, Hugh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't remember. But yeah, we won with Kitchens, didn't we?
yeah. You can't lose like 30 games and then expect me to be like, "Ooh, you were a great head coach."
Right?
Like
Yeah, no.
30 games.
So did you actually watch any of the Bucks Jets game where Baker played against Rod?
No, I actually didn't.
Okay, so real quick, everybody that doesn't remember, the day that Baker Mayfield got put in for the Cleveland
Oh,
Browns
yes,
to
it was the
play.
Jets game.
Yes, and it was because Rod Taylor got hurt because Rod was our starting quarterback. And Baker went in, won the game, opened up the beer fridges. Yep,
Ah,
so they
yes.
were actually playing against each other this past weekend, and, it it was on regular TV down here because 'cause I'm just south of Tampa, so, I got to watch that while I had the Browns game on, but that was pretty interesting. It brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah, honestly, that we could do a whole show on that Browns team. But we're gonna continue some more game time gossip. We have
Yes.
to. Oh wait, we do have to do a wag watch. We
Oh,
got
okay.
some new wags in Cleveland. Shout out to Diana and Autumn. Ironically enough,
Oh,
both their husbands got traded to Cleveland this past offseason, and they are looking for friends in Cleveland. Go to their TikTok. They are both pretty amazing, and what they do is their TikToks are very different, but they are very, very funny.
hmm.
So we do got a wag watch, but we're gonna continue with some more game time gossip. We're gonna continue with the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians, this team. Can I just go on the stats of this
Yes,
season?
you go ahead because I don't see a lot of the Guardians down here. I did see the, fastball to the face. We'll get into that after you go through the stats, though.
So, Guardians currently tied as of today for the AL Central lead, which is impossible. Something I didn't think would happen because back in July, they were 15 games back. Now, the Guardians
Aw.
this past offseason traded away two of their All Stars, which is still mind boggling. They traded away Josh Naylor, Andres Jimenez. One went to Arizona, the other went to Toronto. So they trade away two of their all stars. Then twice. The fact that this happened twice this season is crazy. First time, one of their pitchers gets caught. I thought it was PEDs at first. I thought it may have been, but no, it was actually gambling, sports betting. One of their
Oh,
pitchers get caught. Couple months later, Their closer, Emmanuel Classe, also gets caught gambling. So he's out indefinitely. So again, you lose a starting pitcher, you lose a closer, two all-stars. You trade your former all-star Cy Young Award winner, Shane Bieber, in the middle of the season as well. He was coming off of Tommy John surgery from the last season. You have two eight game losing streaks and a 10-game losing streak, and somehow, some way, they have tied the AL Central.
They're the Browns. I love how we both just did that too.
Because I genuinely don't understand it. Like, this is honestly, it's the reason why I love baseball, because it's the most ridiculous thing. Because to lose 26 games, 26 of the games you lost, and somehow, some way, you tie the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers have the reigning Cy Young in School Bowl. And up until last night, so one of the stats from last night that I think is so interesting is that in his entire career, he's had a combined, I think, 7 wild pitches, balks, and errors. And in last night's game, he committed all 3 in one inning.
Oh.
So they're supposed to be playing the game right now. I don't know if it's still raining outside. It's been raining here on and off all day, so it's probably not raining anymore. But I don't understand how we got here. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Do you know that when I was up there in July for a charity football camp that I do every year, there was a Guardian Tribe game going on. There was an Indians game going on. See, you guys almost got me saying that shit. I don't like that. There was an Indians game going on that weekend. And I actually did wear my Indians shirt on the plane up to Cleveland when I flew out of Southwest Florida. Ran into a couple of people that had on their Indians gear, and they were actually going up just for the game. And I was like, wait, you're flying up just for a baseball game? Like, and it's not, I mean, at the time, yeah, it was just a baseball game because they were sucking ass. But
yeah, honestly, this season has been so up and down. Ironically enough, I've been to a game this season. I went to a game against Baltimore. They ended up winning, and it was the game to get them back to 500, because they've been around 500 for most of the season, and then they kind of slid down, and then kind of slid. But to have a whopping, again, 3 losing streaks that equal 26 games lost, and you have somehow tied,
they're the Browns.
is crazy. It's
the Cavs do
crazy.
shit like that too, though, all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I mean, like, it's got to be a Cleveland thing.
It has to be.
And
It has to be.
You know, is it the curse of the lakeside?
Maybe it's the curse of the gateway.
Inhaling those nasty fumes from the
hey, it's gotten better. It's gotten better. It doesn't smell that bad downtown anymore. It's gotten better. They cleaned it up.
Man, well, as long as the lake ain't catching on fire, I mean, I guess it's an improvement. But
yeah, no. They actually, ironically enough, they throw they've thrown like festivals celebrating that the lake has been clean for like 100 years now.
Well, that's awesome. They should be proud of that.
They have a whole like water like purification like sector of Cleveland. Cleveland's a very interesting place. If anyone ever has a chance to visit here, it is so interesting, especially downtown. But
yeah.
So yes. So they have a chance to take the lead tonight. They're in their last homestand, last week of the regular season. I think no matter what happens, because they're also in the running for the wild card, I would much rather have them have the Central title, because I hate baseball's wild card. Let me just say this. I hate the baseball playoffs with a passion. If there's one thing in life that I hate, it is MLB's playoff system. I cannot stand it. It makes no sense.
Explain.
Okay.
Explain yourself.
So up until 5 years ago, so the pandemic actually like forced them to like do this. So up until 5 years ago, and then it was 7 years before that. Only teams that made the playoffs were the three division winners. So you had the East, the Central, and the West, and then you had a wild card. The owners and the GMs didn't like the fact that if you won the wild card, you were automatically in the playoffs because a lot of teams won the World Series by just getting in through the wild card. Boston did it a lot, Yankees did a lot, Tampa Bay kind of did it a lot. Like a lot of those East teams kind of did it. So in 2013, they were like, well, we're going to do this thing where we're going to add a second wild card. And then those two teams are going to play each other in one game. And then that team that wins goes on to play whoever. I think it was like the East.
Okay.
So ironically enough, Guardians won the wild card that year. They won it. And then they lost to Tampa Bay. So I was like, okay, so it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't work. So then in 2020, because of the pandemic, they wanted to add more baseball teams. So they kind of amended it. So you know how the NBA has the play-in tournament, and I can go on about that, how much I hate that too. I
like
genuinely.
It's not like that though, right?
No, it's not like that. So essentially it'll be like two wild card teams, and then like it's like a playoff to get to the playoffs. It's so stupid. So it's like four teams play each other. So like two teams play 2 games.
Right.
So they play 2 games. They have to win both games. Then they get to the divisional round. You have to win 3 games. Then they get to the CS. You have to win 4 games. And then World Series, you have to win 4 games again. It's so stupid. It makes my head hurt. And then so I'm like every single time I'm like, just win the division. Don't even go after the wild card because it's just so stupid. It's so dumb.
Well, you always want to clinch anyways.
Yes. Yes. And then they have the chance to clinch at home, which is a good thing.
Come on, Indians. Clinchers.
Yes.
Clench real tight.
Please. I need you to clench. I need you. But yeah, no, it's ironically enough, their season reminds me, I'm gonna knock on wood here. I'm gonna knock on all the wood. It reminds me of the 2019 Washington Nationals. So they were a terrible team. They were bottom of their division. They won a bunch of games towards the end of the season. They get in the playoffs through the wild card, and they get to the World Series, and they won the World Series. If the Indians, see, you got me.
That's not a bad thing.
If Guardians somehow pull this off and make it to the World Series, I genuinely don't know what I'll do.
Well, I think if the Browns make it to the Super Bowl, I said I would drive to wherever the Super Bowl is, and I will definitely tailgate. You know, because there ain't no way I'm affording to be able to get into the place. There ain't no. But and then I will drive from wherever the game is back to Cleveland for the parade. So you're a lot closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say this: if the Browns ever make it to a Super Bowl, Cleveland, I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, it's not like when the Cavs won. When the Cavs won,
it's gonna be 1,000 times the Cavs.
Oh my God, the Cavs! The Cavs wasn't even bad. It wasn't even bad. It was just more everybody was like in shock that it actually happened. The parade day was heinous, but because it was so hot outside.
Yeah, my cousin was there.
But the Browns in the middle of winter in Cleveland. Oh my God, that'd be my actual nightmare.
No, it would be mine too, because my body can't physically take the cold. I mean, I've been down in Florida since I was 13. That's 35 freaking years, people. Like I don't do snow. The last time I was up when it got close to snow was my birthday 4 years ago. Went up to watch the Browns play the Cardinals. It was a 4 o'clock game, and we were tailgating, and it grappled on us. And Dominic thought, and my husband thought it was hilarious. He's going around picking up the little pieces, and he's holding them in his hand and everything. And I was like, "Get that out of your hand! Don't touch that shit." Yeah, I don't do the cold. No. Mm-mm.
No, the cold is not.
No joke. But
I've
I
been
would
to
do it if they won.
if they won, honestly, if they ever got to a Super Bowl, I wouldn't even say the city of Cleveland would burn. I genuinely, it's one of those things where I think about it because I always think about like in 2016. I think if the Guardians would have won that year, I would have had a mental breakdown. I would have cried. I was in college. I literally told my mom, I was like, and I told one of my roommates at the time, I was like, girl, it's like if they're win, we're driving down there and we're going. I don't care if I have to miss class. But it's one of those things where it's like you think about it and you're like, oh, we're gonna be civilized. We'll be great. We won't be other cities to destroy the city. And I'm like, the Browns though,
No, I
I
think everybody would be so shocked and so happy. Like everybody would, and think about it. Marijuana is legal, recreational up there.
whew,
So
it's already
everybody's just gonna be so high and so happy.
it'll be like the Cavs times 20 because I remember the day the Cavs won. Like I genuinely could not like watch any game. I couldn't do anything. I was like, I gotta stay away. Every place you went had the game on.
Oh, yeah.
You could go to McDonald's, had the game on. You can go to a hospital, had the game on. Somebody's house had the game on. I remember it was like somehow the longest day of my life because I was
Trying
like
to avoid it.
this. I was like, we went to like me and my mom went to like 4 places that day. By the time we came home, the game still was on.
Ah,
So I'm like, I can only imagine what a
yeah,
Browns Super Bowl would be.
it would it would be a miracle, that's for sure.
Honestly, I the Super Bowl matchup that would break the world, that would break the universe,
Don't say it.
Browns Lions.
I knew you were gonna say it. I wouldn't want that. I mean, it would be the best ever, and, like, there's really no loser there.
Yeah, it literally would be no loser. It would be both fan bases extremely happy for each other. I genuinely when I think about the trajectory the Lions on, I hope for the Browns. I really do.
Oh, totally.
I do.
Well,
Well, so that's all the news I really got for you. There's no real Cavs news. We are starting training camp soon in the next couple weeks. Donovan Mitchell did attend a Guardians game last night, so we know it's coming up. But I want to get some overtime hot takes here going. Tell you about some news. Tell you about some things, and we're gonna wrap the show up on our first episode. But this past weekend, it was the Track World Championships in Tokyo, and we had two records. So we had Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. She won the 4x400 meter along with her team, and she won the 400 meter. She doesn't even compete in those events. She
ooh,
is a 400-meter hurdler. That is her event.
wow.
And she became the second fastest woman in the world in the 400 meter this
S
past weekend.
so is there a reasoning behind why she ended up doing this? Did somebody drop out? Did they need somebody to fill in? Or
No,
she just
so this after the Olympics this last year, she's just been on her track season. She has been like challenging herself. So
okay.
she did the 400-meter hurdles earlier. She tried the 100 meters. She actually came in like third, which is crazy. She does do the 4x400 usually, but she's usually not the anchor. So she was the anchor this time. Usually she's either the starter or she's the third. And then the 400-meter relay, just the 400-meter, like in general, I've
Yeah.
never seen her run it. And she looked like she was jogging.
Well, she's got no hurdles in front of her.
So yeah, so she was
Like, literally,
amazing.
no hurdles.
Literally no hurdles. So she was just it just looked like she was jogging. So yeah, she broke an American record. Alyssa Allen won a heptathlon, which means she did all of the track events and all of the field events. First American to win it since Flojo. Katie Moon, Cleveland, Ohio native. She won her third straight pole vaulting championship. And then, of course, U.S. women, U.S. men both won the 4x400 and the 4x100 meter relay. So we had a great track world championship. in Tokyo.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I wish I would have watched more of that. I love every year when the Olympics come out. And it's crazy because it's like it's almost like my brain forgets and like mind dumps the Olympics for 4 years. But like
Hmm.
they're always doing something all year round. Like there's gymnastics going on right now. When there wasn't football on, there was gymnastics on and track and field. So yeah, I gotta stop being so football oriented right now, but I just can't help it. So early in the
Hey,
season.
hey, it is. We're only 4 games in. And then also WNBA playoffs
Yes.
going right now. Who you rooting for? If you have a team to root for.
Well, I don't really follow the teams. I've been watching some of the girls, and I don't know who's actually playing in the playoffs.
So it's so it's currently the semifinals. So we have the Las Vegas Aces going up against the Indiana Fever. Don't root for the Fever. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't
No,
do
I'm
that.
not going to. I'm going for the Aces.
So, and then we have the Phoenix Mercury going against the Minnesota Lynx. The Minnesota Lynx were in the playoffs last year. They actually got to the finals. They were like one game away from winning it, and they've been just a dominant team all year. So, I would take Minnesota. Phoenix kind of scrappy, veteran leadership. The first year post Diana Taurasi, but I'm going for a Las Vegas with the 4-time MVP Aja Wilson versus Minnesota.
All righty. I'll ride with that.
So, any other news? Do you want to
Um,
touch on Love Island?
I was
Do
gonna
you want?
say, I've been watching Love Island games lately, every night but Wednesday
Yes,
night. No
yes.
sponsorship from Peacock yet. Um, I I tell you what, like we talked about Chris earlier being the basketball player, and there are some
Hmm.
soccer players on there. And then like I love Kendall's personality.
You are the first person I've ever heard say that.
He's like because he's like always wanting to help everybody and wanting to be so nice. Like he helped Merck set up the thing for um see,
Lucinda.
yeah, for Jacinda. I've been watching too many Love Islands right now. My brain is like so Love Island meshed because I went back and started Love Island season. I'm on season 5.
Ooh, I told you that's the season you get to. You got to watch season 5
Yeah,
because
that's the
you then you'll get
birdies.
to see. Yeah, that's the Bergie season. That's the season that kind of like puts us in a where you can get a season 6 and where you can get a season 7.
Well, and I saw 6 and 7. So I've already watched those 2 seasons. So now it's like I'm getting caught up on all the other ones that I can possibly watch, but Games is nuts. Like uh
Did you watch Game season 1?
yes.
Okay.
Do I recall any of it? No.
No.
I can't tell you what I did yesterday. I can't tell you what I did this morning. Like I have such short-term memory loss. Ask me
It's
in 5
okay.
years.
Honestly, I don't remember much of season 1 either. All I remember is Justine won
Yeah.
because she beat Johnny. Uh, and that's about it. That's about it.
Now, did you watch the not the Love is Blind games, but like they're
Oh, like the Netflix one where they put all the people from their. No, I
yeah.
didn't watch that one because honestly, okay, so we'll go off. I'll go off on a little bit of tangent here. I
Okay.
like Netflix shows, but honestly, they take me out with how long it takes for them to release.
Okay, I get that because I'm a huge Love is Blind person.
Hmm.
I think that show is great.
That
I
show is
love
fantastic.
concept. I've watched it in every single language, all
Really?
seasons. Oh yeah, like yeah, I have them do well, of course they do the dubbing, but then if you do the closed captioning also, um then you can really actually understand what they're saying. But because I'm always trying to match the words up with their mouth when they're
Hmm.
dubbing.
I
No,
gotcha.
It's easier to actually just read the words. But yeah, I've watched all the Love is Blind. I am obsessed with that show. Dominic hates it.
Honest, honestly, I've been on the Love Is Blind train since season one. All of my friends are like, "Why would you watch that show?" I'm like, "You don't understand. I
It's
had to see."
amazing.
I was like, "Y'all don't understand." Season one of Love Island, not Love Island, Love Is Blind is one of the greatest feats of reality TV I've ever seen. A woman gave her dog wine and then drank out of said wine glass.
What cracked me up is like watching the different countries. Like the one guy said he doesn't let his dog in the house. And the other girl was like, my dog sleeps in bed with me. He goes, well, we'll discuss that. I was like, hello, red flag right away. Like,
Yeah.
you don't let your dog sleep inside the house? Like,
Yeah, my
no.
dog, look, my dog sleeps under my legs, okay? He sleeps under my legs. He knows that he may get up 50 million times throughout the night, but he sleeps under my legs. But no, I know what you're talking about cuz I know they've done Perfect Match, which is all the now they're including like
That's
Love.
that game. Yes.
Yeah, so I know with Perfect Match they included Love Island, they did Siesta Key, they did The Bachelor, and then they did like The Mole, Love is Blind US, and Love is Blind UK, and then Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
Netflix has a lot. They have a
Yeah.
lot. Oh, and The Ultimatum. They have a
Yep.
lot. But Love is Blind is superior. There's a new season coming out in a couple weeks. I cannot wait. Also cannot wait for the Ohio season of
I was
Love
gonna
is
say there's
Blind.
a Cleveland season that they were I remember them advertising for it.
I just am gonna say this when it comes to that.
You know anybody that was on it?
I do.
You do?
I
Oh,
do.
have you talked to them?
No, it's a friend of a friend. So one
Okay.
of my
Oh, okay.
friends knows someone that was on it. I know a friend who actually she got interviewed for it and was going to be on them. But what I'm going to say about that is that I already know Cleveland wise, like on the dating apps, who's going to be on it because it was the ones that disappeared for a while. Like they disappeared for a while.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to watch it.
It's going to be a hot mess
It
because
is. They
they're
well,
going
they
to.
all
Yeah, if people thought the Minnesota season was wild, the Cleveland slash Columbus slash Cincinnati season is going to be even crazier.
oh, I bet.
So,
Well,
Kristy,
yeah.
we come to an end.
I was gonna say on that note, we need to get this wrapped up. We didn't think that we were even gonna go this long.
No, honestly, for episode one, honestly, we're just having fun, talking sports, being ladies,
Right?
but we gotta end it. I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Yes.
but we will be coming to you weekly,
Yes, ma'am.
maybe on Wednesday nights, maybe on Thursday mornings.
It'll
You never know.
be a
Definitely
surprise
check out. It'll be a surprise. It'll be a surprise.
for
But
everyone.
definitely check out the Inside Edge Network. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at Inside Edge Net. But I have been your Nora Ball, the lady that knows it all, Autumn, and
Yes, ma'am.
with my co-host.
The cutie that was made one by her husband, not her parents, Kristy.
Yes. And we
Yay!
are the Jersey Chasers. Please, 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 please. Socials will be coming soon. But please
Yes.
follow, like, subscribe. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.